Hello beautiful people, and welcome to your part 2 of my astrological overview for the month of September. So I'm just recording one video for the entire month. In the part 1 I was talking about astrological highlights, the ingresses, the retrogrades, all station indirect and all the rest of it. And also I looked at the charts for the upcoming 2 lunations, which of course are the eclipses, because we are in the eclipse season by this point. And and then I'll be also pre-recording video for October in the same way. And what's gonna follow after that, I don't know, because I am taking some personal time off. One reason being my honeymoon, other reason being my rebirth and reevaluation of everything, who I am, what I'm doing, how am I doing it. So I can't really tell you what exactly is going to happen after I come back to work, which will be after October 24th, sorry. So unfortunately, if you would like to have a reading with me, I'm only available until the morning of September 4th. That's the last appointment I can offer, and then be back at work from October 24th forward. So yeah, but there is this video. Then there will be also an October overview, and also my collaboration with my Solstice Marisa Stars and Cards for the month of September is being released on Monday, on September 1st exact. And also me and Marisa will be pre-recording Stars and Cards for the month of October as well. So those are things to look forward to in the meanwhile while I'm gone. And yeah, in the part 2, as with my astrological videos for lunations, I am going to be pulling cards. So in this case, I'm not going to be pulling cards just for a particular lunations or lunation. I will be pulling card for the entire month, so the energy for September 2025, which is, in my opinion, the most pivotal month of the year, because we are in a year 9, which is the Hermit, which is the Virgo, in the Virgo season, in the eclipse season. And also we will be experiencing the 999 portal. On the 99 portal there will be actually a 999 day. So this is all about the culminations and endings before the new cycle will begin, which is next year, the year 10, the reset year. So with all that said, I am going to use more or less the same decks that I'm using for the lunations. So I am going to start with the Queen of the Moon, but as I mentioned, in this case we are talking about the energy of the lunations for the entire month. So we're talking about the combined energy for the eclipses, the eclipse season. So the Queen of the Moon, let's see what she has to say with regards to the energies for the eclipse season. So, Queen of the Moon, the energy of the eclipses, what the Queen of the Moon has to share for the eclipse season, the second eclipse season of 2025. Well, 2 cards flow out anyway. So, actually, and there are cards that are connected. So, it's a growth. It's time to grow. We can see this clock. This card does come out from time to time. There is a clock, so it's time. It's time. And as I mentioned, to me, in my personal opinion, this is the most pivotal month of the year. This September of 2025. Also, 999 portal, eclipses, coming up to equinox, all the rest of it, everything that's going on in the sky. It's time. With Jupiter in Cancer impacted by every single nation we are experiencing and will be experiencing until end of June 2026, it's time to grow. It's time to go beyond, put new roots, right? With the Chiron moving into the sign of Taurus next year, Chiron being the key between Saturn and Uranus, it's time to go beyond the manifestation of the past, go beyond who we were before as a humanity. Jupiter in Cancer, expansion of collective consciousness, right? And how are we going to do it? Through self-love, the number 6, the balancing, valuing yourself enough to say no to things that now are not nurturing to your soul, nurturing to your body, nurturing to your emotional states. Put yourself first, not in a way that, oh yeah, I'm egocentrical now, I don't care about anybody else and everybody calls me selfish, but in a way that, no, I cannot pour from the empty cup. If I don't take care of myself, I cannot take care of anyone else. Put your mask on first. So the number 6, this is to me again connected to this Mars in Libra through this entire Virgo season, being on 29 analytics of the day of the next Virgo new moon solar eclipse on September 21st, which will be on 29 degrees. Yeah, there will be a lot of inconjunctions too. So freeing yourself from the contracts that did not allow you to put yourself first, to take care of yourself, to tune into your own inner guidance, but always externalizing, looking out there like, who can tell me what to do with my life? And then always feeling disempowered like a child. I need the external authority to tell me how to live my life. And then I feel disempowered because then they call the shots, right? So it's time to grow. In a sense, it's time to grow up, right? Us as a humanity. It's time to grow up, because, like, you know, and I don't mean this in an offensive way, but just look at politicians, for example. You know, that's a very simple example. How many of them actually behave like a mature, grown-up individuals? Most of them, it's like watching kids in a kindergarten, right? I mean, maybe I don't watch really politics. My dad is obsessed with those. So when he watches politicians on a television, in the news, I'm like, oh my god, this is like kids at school, right? So yeah, so for us as humanity, it is time to grow up. How are we gonna do it? Through self-love, you know, the Taurus, creating a new foundation. And this is a message that's been coming out quite strongly in my part 1 as well, so you can check it out if you wish to. So number 5, through the chaos, through the discombobulation and breaking of the old comfort zone, you know, with Uranus moving back into Taurus in November for the final time until April, end of April, but, you know, final time. Probably for most of us watching this video, we will not experience Uranus in Taurus again, you know. So yeah, you know, we are creating new foundation. We are growing with Jupiter in Cancer through self-love and trust in oneself. So these cards fall together. So let's see what's at the bottom. Abundance. Yeah, because on the other side of that, it's your harvest, it's your reward. You know, this is also the Hunter moon. I think this is the first full moon of the... So technically this should be the full moon in Aries, you know, the harvest time. So that's what we will be heading for after the eclipses. After the eclipses, the first lunation will be the full moon in Aries in October, which I will be briefly covering in my astrological overview for October, which I will record in the upcoming few days and upload to be released at the end of the month. So yeah, so if you want to reap the rewards, you know, like in a sense, we always reap an reward, whatever it is. It's just not always what I wanted, right? I thought, well, why is universe hating me? You know, like I invested so much into whatever, and why am I getting this, right? Well, are we frequency match, you know? It's time to break free from the old versions of ourselves, the old patterns, the old ways of beings that are bringing the same manifestation over and over again. Because yeah, we're always creating, whether we're creating what we do want or don't want, we're always creating. You know, we can't help ourselves because our sun is our life force, and sun is the rule of Leo, and Leo is all about creation, right? So abundance, you know, the abundance we wish to manifest. Yeah, but also with the fox, you know, we have to be flexible. Be nimble and flexible, you know, like fox could be like associated with the trickster energy, right? So it's like, you know, let's just be and this is where we always have to like think for ourselves, like, you know, like have your head screwed up, you know, like on your neck, or I don't know how the saying goes, but you know, like be vigilant, you know, and also being connected, because it doesn't even matter so much like what the brain is saying in some cases, but it's about what is my inner guidance saying, you know, my intuition, you know, like the brain can just automatically project situations, circumstances, informations from the past. But is it what's relevant right now? Is it actually supportive to me? Is this helpful, right? And this is a number 38, which is a number 11. So, and also 3, you know, the number of Jupiter, expansion, 8, the strength, right? Expansion through strength, and also the 11, you know, the master number frequency, which is actually 11, the Libra, right? The justice. So yeah, we are seeing the karmic scales being balanced, because we need to grow up and we need to move beyond these Piscean roles that we played for one another for 2000 years plus, right? This victim, martyr, persecutor, savior, you know, on repeat over and over again, you know, for the past few thousand years of incarnations. It's done, you know, we mastered that. We don't have to do that anymore. So it's time to create a new foundation by truly taking care of yourself, of your body, mind and soul, and getting this guidance from within, so you can harvest a different outcome, manifestation of a different thing, right? The abundance. And also, you know, learning to have the abundance consciousness, which is also about gratitude, right? Being focused on what actually we do have, you know, the gift of life, you know, the seasons, the nature constantly and continuously providing for us without thanks. So yeah, there are a lot of layers to that. So let's see what the sun has to say with regards to September 2025, you know, the overview energy for the eclipse season and beyond, equinox and so on. So let's see the message from the solar. Okay, we have again 2 cards. I mean, come on, and they're not even sequence. Protection, number 20. To me, this is also connected to boundaries. I mean, the number 20 is the Judgment card, right, which is about clearing of the old decks, you know, like you are protected, you know. And this is, again, we can see like a cat, you know, like a lion figure, right? Your authenticity, protect your authentic expression, put a boundary where necessary, you know, because the decks are being cleared, you know. And possibility, number 7, learning, right? This to me has a little bit of energy of like a devil card, you know. We can see all the fire, like what is cooking, you know, what is cooking, you know. Also that wisdom, oh my god, this card is really flying today. Yeah, we can see that there is like this crystal ball, you know, like you being the conscious creator of your reality. But how you perceive this card is up to you. You can see this very ominous, you know, like very like, oh, you know, I'm not sure if I like this card, all this fire, it looks like a devil card, right? But, or you can see it as you are becoming the conscious creator of your reality, which at the moment, yeah, it's maybe just a vision in a crystal ball that, oh yeah, one day I'll have this, one day I experience life like this, one day I create that. But the fire is already there. Look, it's burning his crown chakra, you know. And also like with the, you can see it as a horns or as a antlers, right? Like, you know, becoming your own leader, your own authority. And also with the hands, it's in the palm of your hand. I know we had these hand cards before. It's in the palm of your hand to manifest the future you are desiring. It's just a matter of learning, you know, like learning how, the 34, the 30, the 3, expansion again, the 4, the Saturn, you know, the structure of the reality, the manifestation of the form. So yeah, we have a 22 is the choice, right? Through allowing, you know, this stormy weather, this chaos around us, to actually help us to understand what is there to protect, what matters to us, where to put boundaries, you know, what actually holds a value, right? Holds a value. And again, the cat, the authentic expression, you know, my freedom, my sovereignty, right? The cat. And the sun, right? Very solar energy. And yeah, 20, because of the clearing of the decks, you know, like the Piscean age, it's on its last manifested form leg, you know. And we are being initiated into becoming the conscious creator of reality, your own reader. Learn from the wisdom of the past. Saturn is moving back into Pisces on September 1st until Valentine's Day of 2026. And that's it, you know, that's it for the next, 28 years or so. So yeah, there are a lot of mountains that already been walked. You don't have to walk the same mountains, you can walk new ones. So let's just learn from the past. The 7, the higher learning, right? The higher knowledge. And also is the Chariot. Know yourself, know thyself, you know, the conscious and unconscious aspect of yourself. And the bottom we have the renewal. Perfect. The renewal. Number 36. Number 9. That's what I mean. This is the month. That's why I keep saying this is the most pivotal month of 2025. This one. September 2025, 999 portal, eclipses, equinox, Mars in the Libra, you know, Archangel Michael, renewal, we are being reborn, you know, there is this new manifestation, this new life force coming online, you know. Sometimes we have to be like wake and shaken, you know, like by things into action, you know, like when, how they say, necessity is mother of invention, something like that. So there is all this life force to be manifest. It's being reborn, renewal, right? Yeah, invoke. There you go. Number 36, and that's spring, right? In spring, or is it like I'm not really good with these Vika things, but either way, you know, something is blooming over there. So I see like what we are letting go of now, we will be harvesting. You know, next year number 10, next year we'll be harvesting that. So yeah, because we cannot always have both, you know. You cannot have your hands free to receive more when they full with old stuff, right? Then if somebody gives you more, where are you gonna put it? Your hands are free, your hands are full already. So yeah, we are releasing, shedding, letting go, clearing, because this is the year 9 and we are entering into month 9, and with these eclipses, you know, new moon, full moon on steroids, we are being really shown, really shown. So yeah, what it is that really matters, what it is we really want, and to take responsibility for that, protect it, put a boundary around it. This is what I want and this is what I deserve, and why not? All right, let's do the portal thing, because we do have the 999 portal, 999 portal, adding up to number 9 again. So let's see, portal energies for September, 999 portal day and beyond, obviously, not just that, the entire month, September. What is the portal energy that's opening up for us? Okay, 2 cards again, all these 2 cards. Ancestral realms, karmic release, healing the lineage, boundaries. I mean, aren't these all the words that I just, tapped into? So yeah, here we go. Yeah, creating new, the DNA. The DNA is being reborn, right? It's being rebirthed, the renewal. Where is it? Yeah, renewal. Ancestral realm, karmic release. Here we go. And halls of Amenti initiation, secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, initiations. Yeah, okay, I'm being strongly guided to check when it's in bulk, so just bear with me. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but it is a springtime. I just have the booklet here, Queen of the Sun. Yeah, Spring Festival of in bulk. The earth is waking up and again after her winter sleep. Renew, it is time to embrace change, shake things up, nourish yourself with good food and adequate rest, plan intentions for growth. Yeah, renewal. So it is spring, next spring, next spring. So that will be the time of the Virgo full moon, 3-3. Yeah, 3-3 portal Virgo full moon, which will be the eclipse, lunar eclipse in Virgo next March. Prior to that, we'll have the first eclipse in the sign of Aquarius on February 17th, with Saturn already in a sign of Aries and just about to conjunct Neptune on the analytic 0. So yeah, release what you want to make space for in order to receive. And it also says in the spirit of reciprocity, make sure you offer a gift or two, so like you can receive more. Healing waters, bye. Okay, so yeah, in bulk, here we go. Okay, so we know this is an energy connected to springtime next year, so we're preparing for that, because we also know that at the end of April, so springtime 2026 here in the northern hemisphere anyway, Uranus will be moving back into Gemini, right? So after that, yes, in June then we'll have the Chiron ingressing into Taurus. End of June, beginning of July, Jupiter will move into the sign of Leo. But yeah, Saturn, Neptune, Uranus will be back in these signs. They are visiting at the moment. Saturn, obviously, by the time of eclipse is back in Pisces. They will be back in spring, right? Like all of them. So now we're moving back into the portals. Ancestral realms, karmic release, healing, boundaries, and secrets revealed, treasures uncovered, and initiations. Yeah, this is all about becoming aware and awake and cutting the cords, like allowing ourselves to free ourselves from the contracts of the past. And isn't this interesting? Like the 2 pillars, this is like the high priestess and also the checkboard, right? Isn't it the checkboard? Secret revealed, like what are we really doing here? What this even means, this life on this planet, and being like both in a checkboard, which now we're becoming aware of. So we have the opportunity to choose, especially with the Virgo second moon, the eclipse with Venus on 2 degrees of Virgo, during that eclipse, 21st of September, and Mercury in that new phase with Sun, right? But already in a sign of Libra. So in the mutual reception with Venus, this is what I feel it is, that now a lot of things are becoming revealed to us, especially now, full moon, lunar eclipse in Pisces. I mean, come on, there is going to be a lot of illumination of the past, with Saturn back in Pisces, 29 degrees, Neptune already in a sign of Aries, so there is a lot of that. So now we have the opportunity to decide, okay, well, I do have a say, I can choose what role I want to play on this chessboard, like understanding the conscious and unconscious, the light and the dark, both coexist simultaneously, because at the time, at the moment, at this time of the human history, both are needed, we need the contrast. So yeah, karmic release, but you have the opportunity to release yourself from the karma of the past. The DNA is being renewed. We are continuously being renewed. You're not the same person you were last year or 10 years ago. Yeah, and at the bottom, there is Akashic Stargate. Yeah, this card comes out very often. Aligned with purpose, crossroads, no wrong path. It's just a matter of choice. Where do you want to go from here? It really doesn't matter. As long as it offers you a sense of excitement, fulfillment, sense of purpose, meaning, and it allows your authenticity to shine through. That's all that matters. Look, like here, it's like a sunrise, over the mountains. So yeah, we becoming conscious of a lot of unconscious. I'm gonna read what this card really means, but yeah, I'm at the initiation. Choose something new, you know, aligned with the purpose. The DNA is being reborn, rejuvenated. Okay, let's see. So we're going to do the ancestral realm first. You know, that's with the ancestor. I'm just going to read the quick message. Ancestral realm. Okay, that's this one. You know, with the DNA. Also, this is a crystalline DNA, right? Your true cosmic origin is coming online. Your crystalline DNA. You being a spirit, you know, being a multidimensional being. So your message, this card initiates healing on all levels, but particularly the family line. There may be some ideas and beliefs in your family that you find limiting or negative. Now that you know that they need not be your truth. Here we go. You have the opportunity to go beyond the challenging energies of your family lineage. If you are in particularly challenging time or facing energies that are harsh or even overwhelming, the energy of your ancestors is with you now. They are here to hold a sacred and safe space so that you can rest. Your ancestors are surrounding you now. They are here to seek forgiveness for any harmful decisions that were made without full awareness, and for any negative effects those are having on you now. If you have found that a particular family member has been difficult, or a relationship has been negatively impacted because of situation or ideas that stem from the past, know that a great cleansing is taking place at this time. The ointment for the wound is the energy of forgiveness. This isn't about accepting what happened as fine, but realizing that the energies of the past are no longer govern your present. It's about choosing to create your own happiness and live from your own heart. Keep your boundaries strong, but be open to carving out a new path. Yeah, again, the word boundaries, you know, boundaries, the word boundaries is very strong in my experience. Throughout my entire life, and particularly now in what I'm experiencing at the moment, and people need, closest to me are experiencing, yeah, boundaries. Even like here, where was it? This guy. Protect. You know, that's also what I feel from this. You know, once you know what matters to you and what gives you the sense of joy, you know, if you think about it as Sekhmet, even though it is not Sekhmet, but you know, the joy, like what you enjoy, your authentic expression, the playfulness, you protect it, you know, like through all this hardship, all this stormy weather, you have the opportunity to really uncover yourself, you know, like really not even discover, because you already been there, you know, you always been who you are meant to be. It's just not fully it hasn't come online yet. Yeah, so once you know, you protect it with boundary. You know, you don't just let somebody else to trash it. You know, the new seedling, you're not gonna let somebody to pull it out, or you know, walk all over it. So yeah, the boundaries, you know, like it's time to release ourselves from these ancestral patterns, wounds, you know, through these things that's been repeating from generation to generation, through forgiveness. And yeah, where is it? The self-love, valuing yourself enough to say, I deserve better, you know, and but I honor and cherish you for going through what you've gone through to help me to understand this. Because how else would I know? You know, everything has to be experienced. How would we know what we don't want if we didn't have the experience, or couldn't observe someone else having that experience? You know, this is all just about learning and growing and exploring. So let's see about this one. Halls of Amenti Initiation, Secrets Revealed. I have never seen this card before, so I am curious. Okay, here we go. Sacred learning space. Okay, the halls of Amenti are a sacred learning space that were energetically transported by Thoth from Atlantis to the spiritual plane before Atlantis came to an end. It is said that the portal to this etheric retreat is energetically connected to the Great Pyramid of Giza. Many believe that the physical remains of these halls can be found there. We don't have to physically visit Egypt to access their energies, though. The halls of Amenti are said to have been the homeland of the Emerald Tablet. They are a space of ancient mysteries in service to the expansion of humanity. On this card, you will see two pillars, an echo of the two pillars that have been found in the sacred places throughout history. The black pillars represent the physical world, and the the white, the spiritual, indicating that this sacred space is in between the worlds. If you feel called to these halls, or they seem oddly familiar, there is a chance you have visited them in dream time or even before this incarnation. And now your message: you are in a deep initiatory chamber at this time. You may feel that things are heavy and challenging, but know that a reconfiguration is happening. Energetically, you are going through an initiation that will allow you to go beyond the fears of the ego and transcend the limitations of the physical realm. You might not feel that light is present because you are in the middle of this phase at the moment, but know that it is present within you. You may be feeling frustrated or overwhelmed, but a lot of this anxiety is actually old energies that were stored in the depths of your body being released so that your vibration can rise. Yeah, the ancestor stuff. The things have to be embodied and felt again, these dense energies or the unresolved things from the ancestor lineages, so they can be transformed, transmuted, transcended. The energy cannot just disappear. The energy can only be transformed, transmuted, or transcended. Otherwise, it'll have to repeat, because it has to be the energy is indestructible. It has to change form. So yeah, so that's why many of us are going through this process, or feel guided to go through this process, where these things can be cleaned, right? And then we can become a frequency match to the things we desire. Because when there are still all these things in a way, this karmic stuff, then it has to be done. Things have to be done. They won't just disappear by themselves. So yeah, so all of these cards technically are saying the same thing. We are all being initiated. This is a very important time in our lives, in our history, in the history of humanity, where things of the past are being brought forward for healing and clearing, so we can embody higher frequencies and higher expressions of a soul being incarnate in a human body, and create this completely different reality, this abundance, being the conscious creators of our reality. So yeah, so for that, and renewal is happening. And boundaries. Okay, let's pull final card from the Sacred Destiny, which I feel is very correct for this time of the year, the eclipse season, the second one we are experiencing. And it's also a deck we used with Marissa in Stars and Cards. So I'm curious if, the same card comes out or something similar, or let's see what's going to happen. But yeah, what is the overarching energies for this eclipse season of September 2025 and in general September 2025? What is the overarching energy for the 9 months of this year, number 9? Please read. Let's see what we're gonna get. Okay, Sacred Destiny. What is the energy for September 20? Okay, again 2 cards. They're all flying out in 2s. It's pretty insane. Gateway to happiness. Yeah, believe in the impossible, believe in unicorns. Why not? The vision. Yeah, happiness, freedom, like the emotional intelligence. You feel it before you can see it manifest. Yeah, does unicorn exist? Well, I can see it in my mind, so why not? So yeah, this is the gateway to your future. It depends how you deal with these energies that are present in your life. You opening yourself up to different realities, if the work is being done. Yeah, the gateway to your happiness. Water, understanding your emotions, the intelligence of our emotions, being able to work with them, not being overcome with them, but understanding their purpose, what they're here for, like, the teachers, the messengers. And also the gateway to the new realms, different dimensions, different realities, the world beyond this experience that we've had on this planet so far, these limitations of this Piscean age context, of this old structure of reality that is now becoming very limiting. But this was the dream come true a few hundred years ago, but now we're ready to go beyond, because the evolution has to continue, right? Where is the DNA thing? Yeah. The DNA is continuously being expanded, like the humanity is constantly evolving. What's at the bottom? The stillness, exactly. Yeah, through this, Virgo Hermit, stillness. In the stillness and quiet, we'll find the answers we seek in. You know, this is like Aurora Borealis, you know, you have to wait, you know, like this is why I never seen it, because I have a big challenge with patience, let's just say. So when I was working on a cruise ships, I had so many opportunities to see Aurora Borealis, and pretty much probably everybody on a cruise ship seen it apart from me, because I didn't have the patience to just sit out there and wait. You know, I was like, well, okay, it's not here, I'm going inside, it's cold, you know, somewhere in an Arctic circle, right, in Norway. So yeah, I was very privileged to have the opportunity, and I missed out. I missed out because I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the patience to go and wait, you know. So yeah, so having the patience to be still, to see the things, not see, to allow things to come to you, you know, because we cannot chase after things that are not you know, like it's like with the butterflies, right? Or the love analogy. Love is like a butterfly. If you chase after it, it's gonna keep running away, right? And then when you let it fly, it will come to you. It's the same with cats, you know. If you chase after cats, they're gonna start running away from you, you know, because they're sovereign beings. They're very Aquarian. Dogs are very Piscean. Cats are very Aquarian. So yeah, the stillness, in the stillness and the quiet, and having the patience to gift yourself both, the answers are going to come. You know, the gateway to your happiness is in stillness, right? And also the what you call it, swan, you know, the loyalty, the unconditional love between you and yourself, you know, your higher self, you and your higher self. And then all the other relationships in your life are a copy paste of that. You know, my relationship to myself is creating a blueprint for all the other relationships in my life. And it was 31 when I said that. So that's number 8, right? Yeah, having the strength, you know. Oh wow! And then I just turned another card by accident, the potential. Yeah, this card came up last time, you know, for this new moon in Virgo number 1. Yeah, 0 degree Virgo new moon, the potential. And I thought this was volcano, but it actually doesn't have to be a volcano. It's just the top of the mountain with all this like cluster of star behind it, you know. Like we have the opportunity to explore a new mountains, new horizons, you know. Jupiter is in Cancer. You can become someone you have never been and you could only have dreamed of becoming. Yeah, there is all this potential of the universe waiting to be manifest, you know, and new mountains to be explored. And we can also see there is the earth, you know, like there is the fertile ground for these mountains, for this manifestation, but we're gonna find it in the stillness. You know, the rebirth is happening in quiet, you know, in the darkness and stillness, right? Gateway to your happiness. In stillness, there is a whole new potential to be ready to be manifest. Okay, and the final message from the Major Arcana, and we close with that. Okay, so Major Arcana, what is the final message for the September 2025 eclipse season, 999 portal, equinox, and going beyond? Okay, we had just one card this time. Emperor. Perfect. Well, aren't these two guys similar? Hey, what do you think? Emperor? Emperor? Anyone? Yeah? And we say Emperor is the Aries. I mean, yes, Saturn in Aries, you can say, or Mars in Capricorn. In any case, we have maturation signs over here. You know, this man is not going to make some stupid decisions. You know, he's going to decide based on what he believes is going to bring the result he's hoping for, you know, with the, not even hoping for. He has the experience to be pretty sure about his decision making. So yeah, becoming the conscious creator of our reality, you know, all that red. This is a new beginning for us where we have to take responsibility for the reality we want to be experiencing. And it is not easy because that's not how we were being brought up, most of us. So yeah, for some of us, it could be just a vision, you know, it's just our crystal ball. Yeah, when will I become the creator of my reality? But all of these things that are happening with all this fire, you know, and also this hand, you know, it's in your hands. It's in your hands. You know, Saturn is in Aries. Okay, you know, soon to be in Pisces again in a few days, but it's gonna go back into Aries not long from now in February. You know, so yeah, here we go. This is an opportunity. We are all practicing what it really means to become a conscious creator of our reality, and what everything we have to take responsibility for, because everybody wants to be a millionaire, but nobody really wants to deal with all the stuff that comes with it, you know, the responsibility, all the taxes, all the worries, everything else, you know. It's like it all looks amazing when you look at somebody else's life, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, good for them, you know, grass is always greener. But you don't really know what's going on in that person's life, because everything has a polarity, you know, everything has a polarity. Yeah, there is, you know, being, for example, rich, you're not gonna have the problems you have now, maybe, but you're gonna have a completely different problems, you know. So that's what I mean. Having 100 subscribers and 100,000 subscribers, you're dealing with a very different energy over there. So yeah, we are practicing what it means to be a conscious creator of our reality by facing the moon, facing the past, Pisces, right? With the full moon, lunar eclipse in Pisces, for sure, a lot of things are resurfacing. This is a number 9, so they can be healed and end through a lot of disruption. Absolutely, you know, things, our ego mind is being blown off, so we can connect deeply with our higher self, you know, opposition, chariot, right? The moon, your true essence of who you are. Oh, and here it is, you know. Why? Because the old has ended, you know. The spirit is not really being like mean. It's like, well, because you graduated from the Piscean age. I don't know what else to tell you, you know. This has to happen. This has to happen, you know, because the new has to be created. Saturn is moving back into Aries in February, conjuncting Neptune. So this is what also has to happen. The past has to come out through all of these situations that we don't really enjoy, you know. I don't want to deal with this, you know. But how else we gonna know? How else we gonna know if it's not like right there in our face, you know, so really present that we cannot ignore it? Because these things end. Because new things needs to be created with the magician. We have all the elements to our disposal to create what we want next year, in a year of 1, right? The 0 and the 1, the number 10, the wheel of fortune. Ooh. Strength. Yeah, it takes strength, you know. Allow your higher self to guide you. You can do it. Okay, final card, Hierophant. Yeah, this is your new foundation, Taurus, number 5. Through this chaos and disruption, the new foundation is being created, because we know Uranus is going to leave Taurus on April 25th, 26th next year, and it's not going to be back there probably in our lifetime, my lifetime anyway. So, yeah, new foundation has to be created, and you have the strength to do that, and you have everything you need to do that, because the old has ended. You know, it ended. Why it ended? 21, because there's the number 3, you know, because there is an opportunity for a new expansion, new experience, you know. Again, you know, the DNA is evolving all the time. So yeah, all of this is coming up, all of this to teach us how to become the conscious creator, to help us understand you do have a choice, you know. There is infinite potential of the universe waiting to be manifest. You just, you know, have to embody your own strength. You have it. Just allow your higher self to guide you to create a new foundation. New foundation. Okay, is there anything relevant underneath? Because, yeah, we are being called in the positions. Yeah, the judgment. We are being called in the positions. There's the grand clearing of the decks. We are being called into the positions. And yeah, we had the number 20. Rise. Rise, spirit, rise. The authentic expression has to come online in the age of Aquarius, right? All right, guys, 38 minutes, 29 seconds, 11:11. That's a good confirmation for me. So I'm going to end with that. As mentioned at the beginning, and in my part 1 video, I will be pre-recording the October energies as well, prior to me leaving for my break. And yeah, I'll dive more into the energies of October, post eclipses energies. I don't particularly like pre-recording videos because things change all the time, but I'll just do my best based on what I'm tapping into right here, right now, and then I'll just have to let it go, you know, and however that's gonna play out, that's how it's gonna play out. So anyway, guys, here's your part 2, the card poll for the energies for the month of September. If you're curious, you can also check out Stats and Cards, our energetical forecast for September as well with Marissa and I. That's coming out on September 1st. Also, if you would like to hear more about eclipses, check out Beyond Replication and my collaboration with Aaron that was also shared on Lada's channel. That was like 2 different videos, right? In the one on Lada's channel, we went more into the chart analyses and stuff. So there are videos floating on the internet where you can find more information if you wish to, not just from me, from other people as well. And yeah, and I wish you all a wonderful eclipses ahead. You will be fine, don't worry about it. You were born for these times, and the choice is coming online. So anyway, guys, have a great time, and I'll speak to you in the next video. Much love, everyone, and bye for now.